15 plus to go, there's still so much to see. With our knowledge and stats and gear, surely it will be easy. 25 full years of questing, haven't died or banked once even. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2011. Welcome back to January 4th, 2011. The Frost Dragons continue to drop bones for us, to sacrifice at the altar for prayer. Level 89 prayer. That is Wrath, which we are not going to make much use of, because that is the prayer that does some damage when you die, and later teamwork protection. Also just more prayer points, which is nice. And getting closer to levels that actually have things. For varying definitions of closer, because we need another 500,000 prayer XP for the next level. It's definitely getting up there. Definitely getting up there. Level down at the Frost Dragons. 95 Constitution. And it is definitely Constitution. That is nothing at all. Just a little more health. Which is nice. Trying not to die and all that. Also of note, the dungeon is rotating for some reason. Don't know if there's multiple Frost Dragon dungeons or some kind of weird anti-bot measure. It's rotated twice, so we've been going to different sides of the dungeon. Hasn't stopped us from fighting Frost Dragons, so whatever. Random Christmas stuff, go! There's a whole advent calendar with things and stuff. Lots of like titles and emotes and overhead things, but also actual things, and more things later. Very light hammer token, untradeable. Unlocked, I guess. Got the Jolly title, the Snuggly title, and a black yo-yo. And play the black yo-yo. Look at it go. Do a loop. Woo! Walk the dog. Just go crazy. Unfortunately, it's not a untradeable rare. It's tradable. So, 1, it doesn't exist yet. 2, we don't have a inventory space to save a black yo-yo. So unfortunately, not the first time we've had to drop a random holiday thing. Drop the black yo-yo. I do wish to drop it. That's okay. Because I'm getting it anyway. There was a decent chance of this happening, and now it has. 1 in 10,000 drop rate from Frost Dragons. The Draconic Visage. That's pretty cool. In terms of what we can do with this, we have a few options. We could alch it for 450,000 coins, which is a decent amount. Or we can get it attached to the anti-dragon shield to make the Dragonfire shield. A few problems with that though. Requires 90 smithing. Can also even boost if we had 85 smithing, but we do not. So that just leaves us with one other option here. And that is to go talk to Oziach, and he'll make it for us for 1,250,000 coins. Which is a lot. But this actually will be a very nice thing to have for the rest of these Frost Dragons. And realistically, this would be the one point in time we would even want to have a DFS. Typically in the future, we're going to want dual wield or two-handed weapons for extra damage. And we're not going to be fighting thousands and thousands more dragons in the future, if we can help it. So this would be the time. So, we lose a lot of money, but then we can alch the DFS for more, so it's also fine. So we're only losing like 500,000 coins, which I'd say it's worth it. Oziach, nice. Talk to you. Good day to you. When I claim Defense XP Reward Lamp has a little 40 requirement. I don't know. Probably not. We can Lamp Reclaim is later, but also we did the quest, but also we didn't. Do you want to reclaim it? No. Aye, 'tis a fair day, my mighty dragon slaying friend. You've found a draconic visage. Can I look at it? Yes, it's a very nice day. There's a maze. Here you go. Draconic visage. Amazing! You can almost feel it pulsating with draconic power. Now, if you want me to, I could attach it to your anti-dragon breath shield. Make something pretty special. The shield won't be easy to wield, though. You'll need level 70 defense. I'll charge 1,250,000 coins to construct it. What do you say? That is expensive, but totally worth it. Yes, please. Oh, yeah. How'd you want this smith exactly? The only option currently, melee. And then skillfully forges the shield and visage into a new shield. There you go. Now, the more dragonfire the shield absorbs, the more powerful it'll become. Sounds like a plan. The Dragonfire Shield. Graphically changed in 2012. Still looks pretty fancy. Let's do what he said and go power it up with dragons. There are quicker ways to do this. Fighting dragons that don't have so many different kinds of attacks. But in general, every specifically Dragon Breath attack charges up the shield a bit. And the charges give extra stats. Originally it was very much simpler. Made more sense. But I can see it's charged there. Holds up to 50 total charges. Like 1 defense bonus per Dragonfire charge or something. Up to 50. So it starts as a very middling shield. It needs the Dragonfire charges to become very, very strong. Especially for the time. I think we would still already have like the corpse shields at this point. But especially on release, the Dragonfire shield was very good. We do have a few things that we're going to be missing out on compared to what it would have been right now. Like some strength bonus. But in terms of defense, it is really going to be pretty good for us here. Going to be decreasing the amount of damage we take just by having a bunch more armor and being more defensive, getting hit less. And also, instead of the would-be damage soaking stat, it does have some PVM damage reduction flat percentage, like 7% or something. Functionally equivalent to the whole soaking business, I suppose. We've also got a special attack, which I'm sure is not going to be very effective against dragons here, as it's literally a dragon fire attack. Activate it. Magical Blast. Uses a charge, so using it actually makes the shield weaker, which is definitely a choice. You know, it's something. In total, this might allow us to get away with bringing less food per trip here, which is also nice. Save us some shark catching time, which is always a plus, I suppose. And later, we're going to have more things that are going to help us with not needing so many sharks. Overall, nice to get an upgrade from the thing we're actually doing. It really makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Keeps charging up. We can inspect the number of charges. It's currently at 5. So it's just going to keep getting stronger here. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Dragons. Several thousand more to go still, I think. So, we're definitely going to get our money's worth. And ultimately, when we're done with it, we can alch it for 1,200,000. We did pay more than that just to make it with Oziach, but still, we're going to get utility out of it in the meantime. So, losing a little bit of the money that we spent making it, then also the fact that we didn't just alch the visage itself. That's alright. ultimately, it's effectively losing 500,000 coins. But like, we make another 500,000 coins from just fighting the dragons anyways, so. Could be worse. Let's keep on fighting more dragons here. But we're even stronger. We also could go get like better armor or something, but this one has the whole damage bonuses and everything. It's just a whole system out here. Another charge. Drained in the shield. What to see it. I wonder if it's really deflecting the Dragonfire damage when it does that or something. Could be. In general, just much, much stronger than the like level 1 anti-dragon shield. So that's pretty good. What also is pretty good is the XP we're getting here. We are very, very close to the next levels. So we keep finding a few more. Still making more prayer experience than combat experience, which is kind of fine. That's what we're here for. Stab a few more dragons. Absorb a few more bits of Dragonfire. Get some alks. Use our Explorer's Ring. Alk that. Good chunk there, 24,000. The adamant ones are like 10,000. Definitely making some money. Can't complain. Cannot complain. Almost there. Man. That's just how it is. Keep on doing it. Keep on getting more. And now even more. Future upgrades also going to help. Stab a dragon. Stab a dragon. How many charges we got now? 18. It's working on it. It's working on it. The area bones so we can finish the trip here. Also get some sharks on the ground if we ever need a few more bits of food. Works sometimes at least. There is level 84. Strength and attack. Let's get out of the dragon cave here. So we can look at that. No combat levels or anything still. Still range based, it's fine. And no upgrades, no unlocks, no nothing. I think we're still looking to get 100% accuracy against the frost dragons, so attack level's still good. Strength might increase the damage by like 1 or something. It's not very effective. Anyways, let's finish this. Not actually finishing this. Chaotic Rapier is broken. So now, we need to repair it with the rewards trader here. That won't be simple by any means. I should give you a quote. Options. 2 million GP, 200,000 GP, and 20,000 Dungeoneering tokens, or no way. Check our shop here. We have 453,000 Dungeoneering tokens, and a good opportunity to do more Dungeoneering here soon enough. I'd like to not spend another 2 million coins after just spending 1.2 million coins. So I think we're just going to go ahead and do the 200,000 coins and 20,000 tokens option. Essentially that is go get another 200,000 Dungeoneering XP. That's pretty easy. And saves us 1.8 mil. I'd say that's worth it. All done. Move on, please. Now, it's back up to 100%. Now we can go finish this. Level 90 prayer. Look at that. A bunch of cool stuff in there. We've got the Demon Horn Necklace, which does exist. We could get that. Restore prayer. Could be nice. Could go make our own spirit shields if we grinded out the corporeal beast for all that. And later, the Ports Adventurer Missionary. Of these, we could definitely get some use of the necklace here. And later ports will be good. Well, that's pretty good. This whole fighting the dragons with the Dragonfire shield is going very nicely. Only using 7 sharks So I went and got the fire cape to have the Artic cloak in the inventory, to do 7 and take off every piece of equipment, to have 2 slots left to get the Marintils out without having to mess with that, make a huge deal. That's worked out nicely. Also, the Dragonfire Shield has 3 life points bonus because of all the changes to tank armor bonus life things. So that's also technically something. Might be fighting more frost dragons here before continuing, or maybe not. We will see. Turns out, no, did not go and fight more frost dragons. So this 623,000 coins from Alps and coin drops is what we're getting here. 5.5 million, not too shabby. Also up to 2,600 rune arrows, got 1,500 law runes. Still plenty of Marintils to keep going here. But before that, updates. On January 6th, 2011, Gods Exposed Gallery Special. It's from the poster design competition. Lots of stuff in there. And History of RuneScape, the first 4 years blog. From launch until Castle Wars. So, essentially, the things that we did, episodes 1 to 68. On January 7th, 2011, more 10th anniversary festivities. We got drop parties, cryptic clues, quiz competition, the winner of the t-shirt design competition. Also got a clan identity blog, with customization, engine work needed for more support, and a clan logo design competition to go with the other logos shown off in the blog. On January 10th, 2011, patch notes. Hellhounds use all of their legs. Player-owned house magic trees, stars, fall downwards. Strongbones drops the correct bones. Hank is no longer invisible, and sitting on chairs will face the correct direction more often. Why we're here in Keldagrim is explained by the next bit of new stuff. Speak to Runbuster here for some new stuff. Why are you bothering me, human? Labored in the mines for 90 years, and I want a bit of peace now that I'm retired. Can you give me any free stuff? Bah, in my day, people worked for a living, and anyone who wouldn't work got a short, sharp shock with a pickaxe. That's how it was. So it's a no then. Go away. Maybe. Yes. Tell me about life as a miner. You want me to talk about mining, huh? I remember swinging my pickaxe hour after hour, day after day, down in the dark and damp mines. Old Saggyface, the supervisor, would be there with his sharpest pickaxe, looking out for slackers to impale. Of course, the trolls got him in the end. Poor old Saggyface. We'd found a tribe of trolls roaming the tunnels, huge trolls from the mountains. Saggyface tried to take them on single-handed, and they ripped his head clean off his shoulders. Fortunately, we had that mad human Dissy staying at the city at the time. He drove those trolls right back out of the mines with his magics. Dissy, huh? Was his full name Dionysus? All human names sound the same to me. Here, I still got my old diary from that time. Didn't read all about those days. Little dwarf hands you a tatty book. The wise old man. Where's diary? The prospectors don't think the seam has much promise. That's another day's hard work wasted. Tomorrow we're supposed to break through to the new network of tunnels. It'll be nice to mine some different rocks for a change. We got some cheese in the rat sandwiches today. The thing growing on my toenail is still there. 5th of Ratuber. Not much progress on the new tunnels. Suppose we'll break through tomorrow. Dazzy got caught sleeping on the job again. Old Saggyface found him curled up behind a minecart, fast asleep. Saggyface gave him a quick wallop with the business end of the pickaxe. That woke him up, poor chap. One of these days, someone's going to pay old Saggyface back for the way he treats us. Plain rat sandwiches for lunch. The thing growing on my toenail's getting bigger. 6th of October. Terrible day. I should break through into the new network of tunnels and start exploring. Suddenly, Dossie came running out of his tunnel, babbling about trolls in there. Everyone started running around yelling, and old Saggy Face strode up to see what was going on. We told him there were trolls, but he said we were just making it up to get out of working. So we marched into Dawsey's tunnel to prove there was nothing there, swinging his pickaxe. Then we heard the roar of an angry troll and a scream from Saggy Face. So we ran in to help him, but it was far too late. Poor old duffer. We could see real fear on his face when we managed to find his head. On the bright side, the thing growing on my toenail finally dropped off. 7th of October. Dionysus, the weird human who turned up in Kelgrim last month, has finally done something useful. When the news got back to the city, Dionysus said we should leave the problem to him, and he'd deal with the trolls for us. Well, we weren't going to stop him either. Either Dionysus would get rid of the trolls, or the trolls would get rid of him, and either outcome would have suited me nicely. Daz and I led him to the troll tunnel and got out of his way. So he started shooting fireballs from his staff. Never seen anything like it. Trolls didn't stand a chance. He drove them right out of the tunnel network. Afterwards, there was a big party in the city. Dionysus had a lot to drink. Started getting friendly with one of the barmaids from the Laughing Miner. She wasn't impressed. Looking for a new supervisor to replace old Saggy Face. Hope this one's nicer. 8th of October. There's another thing growing on my toenail. This time it's green. I bet the wise old man would love to see this. Ah, his exploits. He's been all over the place, doing all sorts of stuff. It's even more finished now, since we finished Love Story. Bring this back to the wise old man here. Indrana. Very easy to get here. Amulet of Glory and all that. Wise old man. Retakings Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. I got a diary here that mentions you. How interesting. Do show us. Yes, let's have a good laugh. Show diary to the wise old man and Zenobia. I see, it's typical heroic adventure for the mighty Dionysus. How sickening. Well, the dwarfs were very grateful, my dear. Besides, I expected you to approve of me fighting trolls. Oh yes, I love killing trolls. Well, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic, thanks for bringing us the diary. Let's reward Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic by teaching him to teleport to house tablets to Trollheim, so we can fight trolls there. What's the man to teach you direct teleport to house teleports to Trollheim? Okay, thanks. Would be convenient if we had a whole pile of teleport to house tabs. Which, I mean, we can make those with some clay and stuff. Or we could go get fire staff or fire runes and just teleport directly to Trollheim anyways. But nice to have unlocked, I guess. It's something. But we do have more updates and stuff here too today. And also a very good reason you want to go to Trollheim. But we'll get to that. Overload wearing off message is now dark red. Makes it more noticeable when your overload wears off. Which also might be really helpful for the other thing that's happening. Also updated the warning message to be dark red in game, bright red in lobby for when updates are happening. Just like Jad's magic animation plays over the defend animation so you can see what attack he's using. Can set and extend temporary bans on players that are not currently in the clan chat. Voice acting and improved sound effects for the God Wars Dungeon Generals. And a lot's happening over in the God Wars Dungeon. Specifically, the Ancient Prison. This was teased December 20th, where there was new option to open the frozen door. You couldn't actually open it, but there was a rumbling effect nearby it, voice lines when you were close. A whole new section of the God Wars Dungeon. In order to actually open the door, you need to go get parts of the key from anything in the Four Gods strongholds, so not the main central area. Then forge that key into the frozen key. And open the frozen door with 5 charges on the key. And you have to repair it at your repair stand or bob or whatever. Not a lot of charges on the key. I think it's updated later. And then down inside the ancient prison, you find Zeros' army. A few new monsters and stuff down in there. And then once you've killed 4 of them, you can open up the next door, which has a bank, which you're going to very much want to use to go fight the new boss. Nex. Very strong. Lots of abilities, lots of mechanics, and lots of very nice drops. You got the Zarite bow, which is like a stronger, higher level crystal bow with its built-in ammo. And then Torva, Pernix, and Virtus. Helmets, body, and leg armors. Which are very strong, stance-wise, and also give extra health, which is also very good. And an ancient ceremonial set from mages around there, which currently does nothing. But yeah, a new highest level boss with the best drops, the coolest, most powerful armor. Pretty cool stuff. And stuff we are not going to be doing anytime soon here. Especially not with just a rapier here. Definitely more of a non-melee style boss. And all that. There's an earth impling. Anyways. On January 12th, 2011. Postbag with love. Send in love letters and such to characters for the next postbag. On January 13th, 2011, History of RuneScape, the next 6 years blog, featuring updates and stuff between Barrows and the first RuneFest, which we covered in episodes 69 to 198. Definitely didn't go over everything that happened for the entire first 10 years between these two blogs, but it's something. It's also the last chance to vote in the Wilderness and Free Trade referendum. So that's the whole thing that's happening. And then on January 14th, 2011, the referendum was closed. 1.2 million total votes. 91% voted yes to return the Wilderness and Free Trade. So that is, I have to have some plans put together. That's coming. Also have Clan Celebration Month. 300,000 people involved with clans. Got some clan festivals, meet and greets, fight pits, clan trials, and more clan stuff. And we also get the last of the 10th anniversary events. Balloon drops, the winning t-shirt design in the store, forum quiz winner, all sorts of good stuff. And then, on January 17th, 2011, Wilderness and Free Trade return announcement. It's going to be February 1st. Going to be releasing some guides and FAQs for the changes here. Because technically, many people have started after the changes to Free Trade in the Wilderness. So, getting them prepared for what's about to change would be a good idea. Also got some patch notes. Updated the wield and attack animations of rubber chickens and salamanders. The dungeoneering bone necklaces no longer have their effects on free-to-play worlds. And drinking overloads no longer interferes with the turkey emote. We've also got career totals being more accurate at fish flingers, quick empty option for compost bins, the gate to the Falador farming patch stays open forever. You can also go check out the English Scandinavian friendship forums with help about what is being said in the main update here, which is Hattie, the Winter Wolf. A level 654 big wolf spawning over in the Fremnik province. If you manage to defeat them, and you might want some help, you can get a cosmetic hat and some wolf paws, which give you double experience in combat. And the total amount of experience you get is based on your levels. That'll give some experience for a little bit, and then become cosmetic also. Another event kind of thing. Temporary stuff. On January 19th, 2011, Wilderness Top Tips Competition. Top ones will be shown in a video with prizes. Submit Wilderness and Free Trade questions to the forums for a FAQ and a live Q&A on the forums. It's going to be great. And then on January 21st, 2011, the Wilderness and Free Trade FAQ Q&A on the forums. Happens. On January 26th, 2011, get a wilderness wallpaper and starter guides for wilderness and free trade for anybody that's not familiar or just wants to catch up back on that stuff again. That's all on the website. On January 27th, 2011, Banishing the Revenants event. Raid into the heart of the wilderness, seek out and destroy the spectral menace once and for all. And after the Revenants are so defeated in this event, they're surely going to have to look for a new place to haunt. Also a reminder, you can register your email for 10 free bank spaces. Ain't that something? On January 31st, 2011, community newsletter, caption competition, quiz, quest, competition roundup, lots of competitions going on. Also some money-making guides. You also get the Wilderness Top Tips video. The 10 top tips from the 10 winners each get a t-shirt. On February 1st, 2011, behind the scenes, we got a Gnome Quest, new pottery, ashes, shortcuts, and the whole wilderness and free trade business. Which is honestly quite a bit. Quite a bit going on in there. Almost the entirety of it, things we don't need to worry about, which is definitely something. Specifically for the wilderness, there is now PvP enabled again, until it gets removed again. Although technically it still is available, it's just you can toggle it off. Out in the wilderness, fighting, dangerous. You lose your items on death in PvP in the wilderness. We got the wilderness levels, high risk worlds, item dropping and untradeable items no longer work. So you can't just have a bunch of free things for when you're fighting. Also got a new dungeon, the 4-3 dungeon. It's got revenants in there, which drop the PvP weapons, armor, and artifacts. Ankus until 2016. Green dragons, lesser demons, greater demons, hellhounds. Just a little dungeon down there in the wilderness. Nothing super impressive down there for us. Not really need to worry about that much. The Chaos Elemental also gets all that new PvP stuff that was previously in Bounty Hunter and things. And faster rune rock respawns until all the ores are moved around. Specific things removed from the wilderness would be Clan Wars, Fist of Guthix, and Stealing Creation, which instead of being in the wilderness, have now all been shoved down in a cave near Falador. Specifically is called the Gamer's Grotto, because of all the games. And it's in a grotto or something. More things added in here later. But for the most part, it's a cave near Falador. Look at that. Got a portal in there to go to the Fist of Guthix. There is that one. Stealing Creation. Here's Clan Wars. That room doesn't exist yet. It's a hole with minigames in it. Yeah. Also changes in the wilderness. The quests that were in there now have their safe instances, so it doesn't put you in PvP areas. There's an entrance to Gohorak from the west, so you don't need to go through the wilderness to get to there either. And the Games Necklace now has a teleport to the Corporeal Beast. Just in general, lots of things moved out of the wilderness that were added there when it was at least slightly less dangerous. On the free trade side of things, there is now free trade. The Grand Exchange uses a guide price just as suggestion, unlimited staking at the duel arena until 2022. And it's also only 40k for free to play, which is fine. Party Room no longer announces to the entire world that you have a drop party going on. Gravestones last twice as long and can be blessed for free. we're not going to trade anything. We're not going to do any PvP. So, ultimately, it doesn't make a huge difference for us. But, you know, it's something. Also got some patch notes. Wolves won't stand perfectly still. The Doomsayer shakes around less. Scroll of Cleansing works with more potions. And the Corporeal Beast can only spawn 1 energy coin. Over in the Play-Around House, the Armor Stand reduces the cost of fixing Torva, Pernix, and Virtus. And the Summoning Globe has a new Interact option. On February 4th, 2011, I'm going to go start preparing for the Valentine's Day Massacre event. It's going to be a clan battle in the wilderness. Or you could join the Quartermaster's Market, selling items to the fighters. And we're also having a free trade competition. During the first 3 days of free trade, there was a lot of trading done. 17.5 trillion coins worth of trades, 10 trillion staked, and 19.5 trillion on the Grand Exchange. Guess how much will be traded during the next weekend? You win a t-shirt. On February 7th, 2011, blog on engine support for clans. It's going to be more complicated than expected. Player saves, crossing the worlds, multiple people accessing it at the same time. Don't want to mess everything up, so it needs to be worked on more. Also have some more competition updates. 10 people won $1,000 each in the $10,000 prize draw thing, monthly here, 10th anniversary, etc. And 26 trillion was the correct answer for the free trade competition. That's a lot. On February 9th, 2011, I have a reverse Q&A. Players answer questions on the Wilderness, clans, game in general, over on the forums. A whole bunch of Wilderness events. Mod wars, clan battles, bronze-only fights, crafting of the gear, total kill count guessing competition for merch and a t-shirt. That was fun. And patch notes for actual updates in here. Wolves now have a turning animation. No more invisible cockroaches. Can't stake more items than you can hold in your inventory. And wizard property stays in his house. I also get the option to turn off the profanity filter. Still filters URLs and your password. 4 worlds have switched from free-to-play to members. And a gnome graphical rework. Because of the next quest. It is... scrolling... The Prisoner of Glofrey. Gnome quest. Requires the Path of Glofrey, Roving Elves, 64 Thieving, 64 Agility, 62 Construction, and 61 Rune Crafting. The exact level we have, because we're prepared for exactly this quest. Because after this point, the next time we need a higher rune crafting level, we're going to have much better options for training. So that's going to be great. Required items? Nothing. Combat? None. So, there you go. Go talk to Golry, beneath the Tree Gnome Village. Doable. The Hobgoblin situation is still under control here. You'll love to see it. Golry, how's it going? Hey, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. You want to have a look at that letter or what? Actually, I came here for a Glariel's Pebble. Look at the letter. We looked at the letter momentarily previously, at some point, apparently. Look at the letter. Golry shows you the letter. Dear Gina, if you're reading this, then it's been 2 months since I left Letya in my search for Arposandra, and I've failed to restore honor by defeating Glofrey. I've not returned, and the elves have acted on my instructions to deliver this to you. It may not be the end just yet, as an old fool like me can admit when help is needed. Gina, if you still love me after all these years, could you employ a brave gnome to come for me? You'll need to visit my cave in Letya, I got there through the Galapagos Mountains, west of Prunhoma and Dralo. It was a long time ago, but the path I cleared may remain. When they arrive in Leia, they should show this letter to the elf Ilfine. She'll know what to do. Love always, Bolry. So you're gonna help, right? Prisoner of Glafre, accept. Sure, I'll help you out. First, I have a few questions. Fire away. Who's Gina? That's Grandma. She died like 7 years ago. She smelled of worm crunchies and confused me with Gramps a lot. How long have you had this letter? I don't know. It would have been years, but I don't know how long. There have been so many of them. I'm not the family secretary. Why should it be my fault if Gramps is in trouble? I always said it's your fault. Don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of it. What should we do next? We're going to need an adventurer. Someone who will recklessly bound into Arposandra, vanquish an army of gnomes, throw Gramps over their shoulder, and be back home in time for cocktails. We're going to need my mum. Your mum. She's in the center of the village at the moment. I'll introduce you, just don't mention anything about the bookmark. Alright. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic, this is my mum, Golrana. And Mom, this is Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. He's been helping me to catalog Gramps' stuff. Pleased to meet you. Wait, are you the Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic? The one my uncle keeps going on about? Maybe. I hope he says good things about me. He said you saved the Tree Gnome village by bringing back the protection orbs from the Khazar warlord and got rid of Glafre's evil watchers. Ah yes, that's me. I would have gone about it a little differently, but still, pretty heroic for a human. Well, sorry to interrupt, but Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic found this in the storeroom downstairs. He's been using it as a bookmark. Or gives you a swift kick before you can say anything. It probably arrived in Gramps' last shipment a few years back, but I'm not sure. Show me that Go-Go. Golrana reads the letter. This is terrible news. I can't wait a moment more. Gather my quest kit, Go-Go. It's time to bring Dad back once and for all. You can't go on your own, Mom. I said that Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic should go with you. You shouldn't make promises you can't keep, Go-Go. The letter asks for a gnome's help. If I may, I've been in Arposandra's sewers, fought mutated terror birds, and operated anti-illusion devices. Trust, I could probably do this by my... Yes. Fair enough, you can come along as my quest apprentice. I'll get ready and we'll meet you just before the Galapagos Mountains. They're mountain range to the west of here. Travel west through the valley between the observatory and lava fields till you reach some shrubbery. I'll take everything we should need and we'll meet you there. You pack a determination to learn from the best. Right, I'll go back to the cave. All this excitement has given me an urge for a nap. To the Galapagos Mountains. Between the observatory and the lava, up towards the ZMI area. Very doable. Let's run over there. Not to murder any gnomes on the way. Bridge here. We've got a bridge slightly further south would be better, but, you know, we're working with what we got here. And what we've got is a mountain range that was graphically updated in 2024, so it looks wildly different than it used to. Also got quest marker on the map. That's unnecessary. We can see it. Golrana. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. I hope you've done your stretches. It's going to be quite the climb. I've had a quick look around the area, and I think we can squeeze between these plants. Ready to go? Yes? Well, let's go. Yeah. Okay. Squeeze and past the plants. Right, this one right here. Yeah, squeeze past it. Now we're over here. Amazing. We're gonna find a path through the mountains. Follow you until you get something wrong. Not if you want to do anything more specific. Come. Through the mountains. There's only one path here. Up into the mountains. Or to a dead tree. Yes. Spot a gap between the old tree's roots and push the roots aside. Climb through dead tree. Entering the underground. What's that? Stalagmite? Stalagmite? Agility crossing. Once we cross this chasm, well, we found one. We can find one. I don't know. Stalagmite. Crossing ridge. Got something? You're the one that brought all the supplies. Where's it? Water. Make this pointy rock. Very good. Click on something. Over there. Can I go across here? That's the exit. Specifically told me not to bring anything. I wonder how we can find one. Yeah, I don't know. Anything over here? Try and jump it. There's the option to just click on something here. Find one. Don't really stand right there either. Segment. Pointy rock. Something in the wall? There's in the wall. Investigate ledge. There we go. I have to investigate this. This is the part we need to click on, clearly. Ledge here. Should be able to cross. It's too fragile. You only fall down and break one of your freakishly long legs. Freakish. Okay, I take it back. You have the legs of a terror bird. Now wait here. Cross across the nut ledge. And now they'll use the stalagmite to get across here. Throw the rope. Tie it up. You can do it. Baby steps across the rope. Cross chasm. Stalagmite. Rope. There you go. Can get some information from the minimap. Always good. What's going on in this cave? Got some cave-ins. We got some water. Should all be fine. We make it through. Jumping gaps. Living the dream. Agility checks and all that. Jumping. And Goran is also doing some jumps. A seasoned adventurer. Or so they say. Jumping. More jumping. Cool. Next section, since we can't go down this way, is a chasm and a rock slide and all that. Got some stepping stones. And a small crevice. There's a small crevice here. My turn again so soon. Push your feet up and relax, but don't run off while I'm in there. Relax, just you wait. Come across a really high lever and then you'll need me. Of course we will, hardcore awesome Ironman. Of course. Squeeze through here. And pop over there. Squeeze it around in the rocks here. There you go. There's no crevice too small for a gold rana to squeeze into. Now let's get you over this side. Push a stone in the water so you can get across. There's our nice big stone here. Make a nice jumping path for us. That'll work. Jump. 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 Diagonal jumps are impossible. Jump. Jump. There you go. A fair bit of agility, all things considered. Onwards, can't be too far to the other side. Should be getting there. Around another rock slide. And we are getting there. Got some chasms and water. Just a little bit of a underground to deal with here. Pretty manageable, all things considered. Okay. Climb through the crevice. And exit the cave. There you go. fresh air. What an interesting smell. It smells like a forest, but so unlike any I've visited before. Must be getting close to the elven lands. Indeed. Climbing out from another dead tree. We emerge back behind. Look at that. Maybe that's something. I'll go further than that. It's a breathtaking view, truly beautiful. I just need to find a way down to Leia. Perhaps there's something we can tie a rope to. How about a sturdy tree? In my experience, a tree this sturdy would hold me without a problem. Of course, I couldn't say the same about you. But I say we give it a go. Worth a shot. Another rope. Very convenient for all these ropes. Climb down, sturdy tree. Climb, climb, climb. And we're in Leia. Greetings, elf. I'm Gorana. I'm not exactly experienced talking to elves, so please excuse us if we're insulting you by being here. I was hoping to speak to Ilfine. I am Ilfine. Seems I have become a friend to all gnomes. Techlin saw you arrive from a distance and called for me. You're only the second gnome to arrive this way. I presume you're here because of the letter. We are indeed. Gorana shows Ilfine the letter. This was forwarded years ago. We had lost any hope that someone would come. We only found it recently. Let's say that we came as soon as we could. By the way, this is Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. He's going to help me in this mission. Hello again, Ilfine. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic and I have met before. You have made a wise choice for a partner in your mission. You've got no shortage of good references, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Anyhow, Ilfine, the letter mentions that you would help us find my father. Your father? Are you Bolvi's daughter? That I am. Then I could not be more honored to meet you. Your dad had a brilliant analytical mind. Such a shame that it is set so stubbornly on revenge. He spent a few hundred years experimenting in his cave, researching methods for dispelling illusions, justifying Glofrey and his avenge his family. A very dedicated, admirable gnome, albeit irritable. His cave is in the sheep field to the northwest of the village. I'll take you there. Sheep cave. There you go. I'll be in the village if you need me. Cave. Gorana. You know, this place isn't dissimilar from Golry's cave. Look, a couple of books lying around. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. You should read them to see what's to be done. A handwritten book. We also got... That's it. A shelf. Got some crates. More crates. This whole thing happening over here. Shelves and lectern. Alright. Let's read a handwritten book. I must dispel Glofrey's illusions. If I succeed in creating a device that nullifies illusions, be able to bring Glofrey to his knees. History is proven, where anti-illusion devices exist, Glofrey does not remain. By spelling the illusions that hide his home, take from him what he took from me. An index with illusion theory, crystal seeing, color theory, spotting illusions, experimenting, building the device, calibration, color mixing, Arposandra, an appendix of shapes and colors. Illusion theory. Illusions need light to exist. From what Ilfine tells me, Glofrey probably creates illusions by magically generating light, then trapping it into the right shape. She had many long-distance conversations with Oaknock when he was researching the matter. She knows a fair bit about his research. Oaknock's device worked on the premise of breaking the magical bond that traps light in a particular shape, which is why it worked from a certain distance and from underground. But his design was very complicated and involved the use of materials I cannot get my hands on, such as glass. Also cannot be carried around. On one hand, I want to be the one pressing the fateful button that will reveal Glofrey's treason to the world, bring his house down. On the other, I would get no satisfaction unless I saw his despairing face as I did it. I will take a different approach. Instead of breaking the magic, I'll cancel the light it holds. Light has very interesting properties. When crossing various beams of colored light, they collect together, and the resulting light turns white. So by using a device emitting the right shade of light, it will mix with the light from the illusion and temporarily dispel them. Such a device would be portable, I gather, and would be ideal to sneak in without alarming the locals. Crystal singing. I talked to Ilfine of my anti-illusion idea. She thinks it might work. She gave me a few light crystals and a few crystal seeds to start experimenting. Sing one of the seeds for me and turn into a perfectly circular crystal coin. It is apparently the first basic shape that crystal singers learn to sing when they start practicing. They then move on to an array of other shapes. She told me how the most advanced singers can sing crystals into bowls, which in turn can sing the simplest of songs. So that Oknak used crystal coins like this one in the construction of his device. But his were hand-painted to form a range of colors. Perhaps painting one of these will help me research colored light. His seamstress has a fantastic range of dyes in her shop. Went to buy some, and when I came back, there was a crystal bowl in my lab. Ilfine was there. She smiled serenely, then wished me a happy birthday. Oh, I have lost track of time. I didn't even realize I'd turned 100. How she knew this, I do not know. So my first coin using the bowl, quite the exciting experience. The coin was circular and translucent. Shone a light through it, and the light came out dimmed. This may become useful. Painting the coins with dyes made the colors quite dull and the beams faint. I don't think the color is quite bright enough to help with any illusion dispelling. Left the bowl in the corner yesterday, and partly filled with water dripping from the wall overnight. Out of curiosity, I seen a coin with the bowl in that state. Pitch was higher. The coin I got out had a different shape. It was a triangle. Placed in front of the light, the triangle dimmed the light a fair bit less than the circle I removed. Some of the content from the bowl and seeing it again. The result looked almond-shaped. Maybe a correlation between the filling of the bowl, the number of sides, resulting shape, how much light dims when the light's shown through. Managed to color the coins, turning a light crystal onto a prism, splits the light into many colors like a rainbow. Later, a beam of yellow-colored light accidentally landed on the singing bowl. The bowl started glowing with the color of the beam, and when I tried singing my coin ended up yellow. When the coin and the beam of white light changed the color and the brightness of the beam. Experiment to see what happens when I combine various shapes and colors of coins. Through various combinations of colors and filling the bowl, I managed to make 42 different types of colored coins. 6 possible shapes, 7 possible colors. Putting 2 colored coins on top of each other and shining white light through them, give me an array of very dull dark colors, or shining a beam through 2 coins separately and crossing the resulting beams, then we create an array of bright colors on the path to the solution. Color theory. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, 1 through 7. Light in the rainbow comes in a range of colors from red to violet, but illusions come in many more different colors. I saw with my very own eyes how Glofrey disguised himself in a palette of colors, including a flesh shade. Definitely not one of the colors of the rainbow. If illusions are made of light trapped in magic, they must be combining shades of light just like I have. I mentioned my theory to Ilfine, she went to rummage in one of the houses and came back with a faded color coin. Elves used to light and colors as a safety mechanism, using a variety of colored crystals they brought from across their home world. They had very few of these crystals, and the majority were used in the Third Age, or so goes the story. Color wheel shows 6 colors. Opposing colors cancel each other out. Of the 6, 3 can be combined to make the others. 3 are red, green, and blue. It's probably that there are combined via magic to create illusions. So in theory, by emitting the other 3 colors in the right intensities, illusions could become completely dispelled. Spotting illusions. To confirm if the theories are correct, I need to find an illusion and experiment on it. I won't know where to look. Wherever Glofrey is, he is hidden behind an illusion. That's all I know. He's probably out there in the mountains, and I have no hope of knowing where. Lucien comes in as a savior yet again. She admits the village trackers to teach me all they know. That way I will be able to spot things that don't feel right. Prove of Glofrey's doing, and experiments there. I wouldn't have thought it would be so hard to become a tracker. The number of things you have to know and pay attention to is mind-boggling. Pains me to admit the gnome trackers are not quite as good. This may take me years. And then years happen. I've become so aware of things around me that it's untrue. If there are illusions about, I'll know where they are, even if I don't yet know what's required to dispel them. Back from my expedition, tell that all those years of tracker training have paid off. Spotted a rock in the mountains that looked a little off. The shadow wasn't quite right. Reached forward and my hand vanished into it. It wasn't real. I crouched and felt the ground. It was quite nauseating to experience the difference between what I saw and what I felt. I touched something that felt like a pebble, picked it up. It appeared to hold a small pile of dirt. It definitely felt like it held a pebble. Experimenting. Tried focusing various intensities and colors of light on that pebble. Focusing cyan, magenta, and yellow light, beams of dirt made the illusion waver. The intensities are not quite right, and the beams are too focused to reveal the whole pebble. You disperse my colored lights to affect a larger area. Shining a light beam through a crystal that is flat on one side and pointy on the other, disperses the light fairly evenly. 3 of these, spreading the 3 colored beams, made the illusion waver, even from quite a distance. Although moving the installation is quite an awkward thing to do, should secure the system in a built device. And then he built the device. I've made a working, portable illusion device. Light intensities aren't quite right yet, but I can sort the calibration later. Blueprints wouldn't fit in these notes, so I've left them on the work table. As required to make the device are as followed. 2 long planks for the sides, 2 medium planks for the top and bottom, 6 short planks to panel the front and back, 2 strips of fabric for the straps, 1 light crystal for the light source, 1 long crystal for the cyan beam, 1 medium crystal for the magenta beam, 1 short crystal for the yellow beam, some rune glue to hold the lot. It's just a matter of following the blueprint. Calibration. Tried all combinations of the right beam colors. It seems the quantities needed for each change every month or so. What made the pebble appear the other day doesn't anymore. Can't imagine taking countless crystal coins with me when I look for Arposandra. Knows to give me away. Would Ilfine be able to help? Ilfine told me she could do something about it. If I gave her the pebble and some crystal coins, I may have to wait for a few years. Ilfine just gave me a calibration box. A marvel of gnomish engineering, if my eyes don't deceive me. Could it be Oaknock? No, he died before I was exiled. Eunock? I was right. This is one of Eunock's devices. Ilfine still has contacts east of the Gallerpost Mountains, it seems. She managed to get the pebble there and got back a calibration device built on it. How extraordinary. Maybe I could start sending things back to my family in the Tree Gnome village. Perhaps even tell them I'm still alive. Maybe one day I can find a way to communicate remotely with them. If Ilfine can do it. The device records the intensity that is needed by each color of light to dispel the illusion, then outputs it. 2 coins I need for each beam of my device should match the target color and intensity shown in each column of the calibration box. The output color is a combination of the color of the coins, proportional to the number of their sides. For example, a combination of a red circle and a blue hexagon gives a mix of red and blue, which contains 6 times more blue than red. Calibration device displays a color wheel per column. As there are a couple of coins that displays their color on the edge of the wheel, draws a line between them, on which the resulting color is marked. Position of the marker along the line depends on the quantity of each color in the mix. This should help me see what colors I can combine to obtain the colors I need. Interestingly, if I put in 2 colors of a coin of opposite sides of the wheel, their combined colors will edge towards white. The output intensity of each combination depends on the color. Red 1, violet 7, number of sides, circles 1, hexagon 6. Products give the intensity of each coin. The triangle would have an intensity of 9, 3 by the color, multiply 3 by the number of sides. And the combination of the coin is the sum of the individual intensities. The device doesn't show me my current intensity exactly, but if it's incorrect, it will show me an arrow pointing up if my guess is too low and down if the guess is too high. With this, the configuration should be pretty painless. Color mixing. Experimented with the calibration device to find out what combinations of coins gave pure cyan, magenta, and yellow colors that I need. Here are the colors and ratios of combinations that give valid colors. Pure cyan, equal quantities of blue and green. Pure magenta, equal quantities of red and blue, or 3 parts red and 4 parts indigo, or red and twice the quantity of violet. Pure yellow is equal quantities of red and green, or green and twice the quantity of orange, or any quantity of yellow. Once the machine is set, I can look for an entrance to Arposandra. Arposandra. After a century of learning, experimenting, and searching, I finally found it. The main entrance to Arposandra. Now I need to prepare myself to go in and take dispositions, in case I do not come back. Appendix of shapes. Empty circle 1, 20% makes the almond, 40% of a triangle, 60% of a square, which is 4, 80% of a pentagon is 5, full hexagon 6, and the colors again. information and stuff. Alright. Found a long crystal. Take one place on the table. There's nothing. This crate has rags. Put those on the table. Search crates. Search crate. Search crate. And shelf. Another shelf. Medium-sized crystal. Put them on the table. Here's a lectern. Buller's diary. Me and the elves. Settlement. In which Buller arrives and Leia meets the locals. Look at the diaries here, too. I've been looking for ways to pass the wretched mountains for years, and one day, come on the answer in deep fog. I suddenly stepped over a ledge and came tumbling down. Bonk. When I woke up, I was surrounded by elves. Some with spears at my throat, and others tending my wounds. I was bursting with questions about the elves. They quietly tended to a broken arm that I hadn't even noticed. I was experiencing wonders of elven medicine firsthand. I told them about Glofrey and Arposandra, his dire ambitions, and my determination to see an end to his schemes. I told them of Khazar's invasion and a threat to my people. One of them, a blonde elf called Ilfpine, was a friend of the gnomes. She knew of Oknak, she told me that. When she was living in the east, she helped him to become an engineer that everyone knows him to be. She knew of Glofrey and his treacheries. Oknak had told her about it. She convinced the other elves to trust and aid me. She would help with my flee. Okay. Just stumble into town. Everything works out. And attempt to do settlement. Jabora makes his home in Leia. Okay. My arm has healed and we removed the splint today. There's no time to waste. I'll start working my plan to overthrow Glofrey. Planning. There's a small underground cave on the outskirts of the village, created by a water stream that feeds the village well. I also prefer open spaces, so they encouraged me to take it. Though I'm not partial to living underground, I find it fitting, as I know of my family's fate to live underneath the tree gnome village. I can also collect the water running off the walls for use in my studies. That way I don't even need to come above ground to use the well. Getting things set up. It's hard to make the cave more homely. By building furniture and decorating some of the walls, the light crystals make the place reasonably bright. It's not perfect, but I'm not here for the comfort. I'm here to shatter Glofrey's illusions and bring Arposandra to its knees. Time to start experimenting. And oh, the experimenting that was done, as we read in the other book. Now that I've found a new home, it's time for me to start my research. Probably take me years, decades, maybe even centuries. The toll it'll take does not matter. I will make a device that will bring Glofrey to his knees. Alright. Shelf, bucket, another shelf. Crystals. In this crate. We got various bits here. Many short planks. Take 6 and place them on the table. Search these crates. Search that crate. Here's a shelf. Here. Crates. Shove short crystals. Put on the table. Nothing. Nothing. Medium-sized planks in the crate. Take 2 and place them on the table. Crate. Crate. Find my long planks in the crate. Take 2 and place them on the table. Should be about everything. Alright, now how's it going? Still need 2 supplies. That's not everything. Great. Great. What else do we need? Build crate. I have all the elements required to build the device. Damn. Minute crystal seed. We need building the device. Long planks, medium planks, short planks, fabric, crystals, light crystal, rune glue. Bucket, water, crates. looking at everything. All the different shelves. Search the picture. 5 pound of rune glue, taking place on the table. And those crystals, that's nothing. Let's search that shelf. There's the hammock. Mites. We need one more crystal, I think. Take another minute crystal seed. I mean, close. Light crystal. This is a base lamp. You cannot remove it. Try a different one. That's too far that way. Now, probably linked. Taking place on the table. It's the last time I got everything I need to build the device. Build the device. Step 1. All these bits. Okay. Build the device. Have the calibration crate, and here is the puzzle. Target intensity of 27, 27, and 24. In yellow, magenta, and cyan. So we need to make the crystals to be exactly the thing in the everything. Okay. Here is all the different colors of things. Pure yellow, 24. Is worth 3. And we need to add stuff together. Some yellow squares. Should be good. We need some more minute crystal seeds. Do I need any more? I kind of do. Rotate clockwise. It's now orange. Now it's yellow. Fill the singing bowl. That's second one. Fill it again. Fill it again. Sing it. And this makes the yellow squares we were looking for. Calibrate the device. A yellow square in here. And a yellow square in here. That's perfect. Okay. We also need 27 cyan and 27 magenta. We can't do perfect 1 and 1s for there. It's not divisible by 2. Look in the book for what is pure cyan. Color mixing. Right, pure cyan is equal blue and green. Equal blue and green. Really? Is that the only option? The other one is a blue and green. Can we get equal quantities? It needs to be 27. Or it needs to be higher. Target intensity is 27, maybe 27 or higher. That's good enough. Let's get a blue and green pentagons, maybe. Actually, that'd be 4, maybe 20, a lot more. You make it closer than that. 4 and 5. I guess it's 4 and 5. That's 9. So, green triangle, blue triangle. Let's do that. Grab a seed. Rotate clockwise, make it green. Empty the singing bowl a little bit. Sing the glass. Green triangle. Rotate again. That's blue. Sing a blue triangle. It's equal amounts of blue and green. Just need to do it that way. That and that. Perfect. Now we need 27 magenta. Let's look at the color mixing for that. Red and blue, 3 red to 4 indigo. Or red and twice the violet. Okay. Red and blue to start. That'd be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 12, 7. That's going to go 27. Color mixing. 3 red to 4 parts indigo. Maybe red. Indigo is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Maybe 8 or something. 3 hard reds at 4 parts indigo. 3 and then 8 times 4. Last option, color mixing. Red and twice the violet. Red, and then violet is 8, 16, 17. Indigo is like indigo violet. That'd be 7 times 4 is 24. It's red and indigo. Okay. So red and indigo. These ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 27. Yep. I just need to get it correct here. 27. 4, there we go. 4 parts indigo. 2, 12, 1, 4 parts. Indigo square. And a red triangle? Maybe. We can try that. It's a system out here. And if it doesn't work, we can try other things. Blue, indigo. And fill it a little more. Like that. And then grab another crystal. Change this black to red, green, yellow, orange, red. Empty it 1 to go back to triangle. Sing it. Okay. Maybe. Red, that. Indigo, that. Perfect. Yellow square. Yellow square. This in here. This in here. It's definitely another puzzle. Whether or not it's easier or more difficult than the other crystally bit light puzzle things is a question. But it works. But it works. Finished. Found the instructions carefully. It should work. By Oknak saw. I meant Artic. I feel I've misjudged you. In several lifetimes, I could never have constructed that. Now I don't think we'll be needing any more of those crystal coins. Would you like me to put them back for you? Yes, please. And there we go. Anyway, we have to push on. I'll strap this onto my back and meet you at Let Ya Bank. You may be a master craftsman, but I'm pretty sure I'll beat you in a foot race. To Let Ya Bank. Okay. Definitely a whole thing down in there. My goodness. Okay. Actually, in the bank, or where are we at? There we go. Alright. Right, ready to go? Feeling limber? Yes, let's go. I'm right behind you. Climb back into the mountains. Alright. We need to scout around and see if this machine reveals anything. There has to be a way to Arposandra somewhere in these mountains. Should be a weird rock. Oh, we right about in there. Look, what's that? Look, what's that? That wasn't there before. You're right. It's revealed by the anti-illusion device. Let's open it. Air vent. Open it. An air vent in the middle of the mountains? I call shenanigans. Here, attach this rope and feed it into the hole. No problem. Open the vent and attach the rope securely. Alright. This seems safe. Let's get down this hole. Since you're the heaviest of us, you should probably go first. You'll stand the rope for when I go down. Like a rock tied to the end. I have other uses, you know. Here we go. You climb down the rope till you arrive at another vent. You peek through the bars. Come on, faster. You are not going to subdue humankind by being wimpy, and you know it. Gnome. Is that Glofrey? Glofrey can't be alive. That makes no sense. With Glofrey, you can't be sure of anything. These gnomes, they're all dressed like Glof. Stop. Vanish. Attack. Who's Glof? A vindictive gnome who used to be the tree guardian until he tried to kill the grand tree and frame the humans for the crime. You seem to know more about our race than I do. You think the gnomes are related to Glof? Perhaps. Maybe the Glof comes from Arposandra. Let's get going before they notice us. It's rather dark in here. I found something. It's hollow. That's my head. Would you please get off? Ah, sorry. I can see an opening further down. Just climb through the darkness. Rope doesn't seem to go any further down. Oh, watch where you're going. Ah! Hear Guana's voice echoing down the chute. Sorry, you okay? Well, I've been pushed to the bottom of the chute. You managed to grip onto the vent you missed. It leads to a quiet corridor. I'll have a look around. Sure you didn't push me on purpose. Oh, never mind. Wait there, I'll try to find you. We're just down in here. Got some crates. Anything fun in the crates? What crates? We got stairs. We got secure door. Mining tortoise. Large tortoise sitting at the wall. Hmm. The tortoises, are they mining? Yes. Yes, they are. Get out of here before I get noticed. Probably a good plan. There's all these fun crates to look at, but up the stairs. Huh. There's a watcher, metal doors, guards, another watcher there, terror birds, a lift, another door there. So watcher on a stick. Should probably avoid getting too close just in case. Up here. Hear commotion upstairs, probably from all the gnomes we saw earlier. That was probably not the best moment to barge in. So let's not. Oh, calm. So this way. Let's see if we can find the anything here. Door appears to be stuck. Operator 126. Here's the machine. Door, the gate. Tortoises and terror birds. They come through the machine. Get warped. Or turned. Depends what's going on. Here's the air vent. Climb back up. I guess it's all the way to the top, though. On the rope this time, congratulations. Climb up the air vent. In here somewhere then. Can't go up there. I can go this way maybe. It's locked. Bummer. See through here. Another guard over there. Oh, there's another watcher there. When I go this way, I'm gonna need to do something about it. Rotation. Right to the wire, faces the wall. Hilarious. There's a guard. Guard number 103. Who goes there? Your master, Glofrey. Glofrey, never heard of you. My master is Gloak. Aren't you a little tall for a gnome? That's because I'm disguised as a human. Came here to test you, and you failed the test by neglecting to raise the alarm. She'll be relegated to watching over the downstairs area. Please leave. I'll take over. Ah, wah. I know we get tested. I get a second chance. I'll act properly next time, I promise. Nope, we can't take the chance. It could be worse. We could have you dumped in the sewers. Ah, I'll go downstairs now. Thank you for the opportunity. Goodbye. Can't believe that worked. Bullery. Time to pick the lock. Pick the lock on the cell door. Hey, Bullery. A human? Glock? What do you hope to achieve? The illusion's lifelike, though, I must say. A little podgy around the edges, perhaps, but still pretty good. You Bullery? You know full well I'm Bullery. Look, I'm not in the mood for you today. Leave me here to rot, fine. Just leave me to rot in peace. Will you snap out of it and let me speak? My name's Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic, and I'm getting you out of here. Ah, you thought that would work, Glock? Or were you just bored? You know me better than this. I'd rather take orders from a warped terror bird than a human. What's this Glock you keep talking about? I thought Gloffrey was in charge of this place. I'm surprised. No one's mentioned that traitor's name in years. Least of all, Glock. Okay, I'll humor you. Perhaps you are who you say you are. I traveled here with your daughter to rescue you after your grandson Glory found your last letter. You say I have a grandson? How can I possibly... Little Glorana, my princess. No, snap out of it, Bullery. Never trust a human to save me. What have you done with her? I fell down the shaft, and we got separated. I landed in what looked like a mine. Well, she came out on this level, the prison level, I think. We should go find her. Well, you clumsy oaf, you left my Glorana alone. Hey, I'm not clumsy. She pushed me down accidentally, I think. And she can certainly handle herself. If you're so worried about your daughter, we should go and look for her as soon as possible. Oh, wait a minute. How do I know you're not one of Glock's tricks? Fine. One, I don't know who Glock is. Glock's the leader of this place. It looks a lot like Gloffrey the Untrusted did back in the dark days. But Glock's forbidden everyone from so much as uttering Gloffrey's name. It's so extreme that most have never even heard it. You know, you could always ask me questions that Glock couldn't answer. He spent his life in Arposandra. There must be plenty he doesn't know. Questions, I don't think I can do that. What's the name of the elf mentioned in the letter that brought you here? That was Ilfine. Who was the letter addressed to? Gina. How'd you find Arposandra? We followed the instructions in your lab, made a portable anti-illusion device, scoured the west of the mountains. Then we found an ancient vent that wasn't there before, tied a rope and came down. If, as you say, you made my anti-illusion device, how many different types of colored crystal coins can be made with a singing bowl? 42. In my lab, there's a picture on the wall. What is it of? It's of the Grand Tree. Not one answer wrong. Sorry for being so rude, human. Let's go and find my daughter. Alright. Let's get out of here. Also, good question. Where is she? How you doing, Boulder? Where's my little princess? Going on, she's fine. I'm sure she's just around the corner. Move up with her in no time. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. So what direction do we go here? That's the holding pen. In here? Over in there? It's not. Remove this guy. Get close just in case. These guys messing around still. Still a commotion. Barge in. I'm going here now. Could you stay in this alcove for a minute while I go and get Glorana? I want to make sure the coast is clear. Let's stay in the alcove. Perfect. Right in here. The door. Now it's open. Glorana, I found. Shh, look. It's the device. What? I have to make the machine ready. Comes. Operator there. Coming through. Hope this batch fares better than the last. 100% failed conversions, that was. I know, why spend so much time breeding them when so few make the conversion? On the other claw, it's better than guarding downstairs or working in the factory. You just get to ogle the ladies. That's a nice one in this lot. Lovely plumage. Let's hope she makes it. We can hope. I wonder if fiddling with a machine would make more useful terror birds like us. I reckon the bosses would appreciate that. No, we can't touch the machines. That's forbidden. Ah, well, I suppose we should get on with it. Off you go. Crazy machine. Oh, that one worked. We might be in luck. Out of the way, number 202. We'll take you to the conditioning pods later. You'll get taught everything you need to start work in a moment. Now, time for the hot chick. So sad she didn't make it. What a waste. Blue was not her color. What's this? The alarm! Don't panic! What could be causing it? Prisoner escaping? Guard 103 sleeping on the button? Let's get out of here before they find us. Hope your dad is where I left him. Hey. Dad, is that you? My princess. We can catch up later. You climb up the chute. I'll go first, go around a boulder, attach yourself to the rope, and I'll pull you up. Alright. My eyes, the light is blinding. Quick, Artic. Remove the rope, and the gnomes in black will find other ways up. Push that boulder in front of the vent. Down. Push boulder. Which boulder are you thinking? This one? That's a good boulder. You guys might want to get out of the way. Push from the other side. There you go. There. And that should keep them occupied for a while. Okay. Dad, is that you? Are you alright? Alright, my little princess. I barely recognize you. You're so much older than I remember. Oh, Dad, just hug me, will you? Reunion. You may not know it, but you've been gone a long time. Long time. I could barely walk when you left, and now my hair is going gray. You always be my beautiful little princess, Golrana. How's your mother? Oh, Dad. What? Mom died. No, I refuse to. Mom died, Dad. She died 7 years ago. Dearest Gina, how could I have left you for so long? Mom passed away quietly in her sleep. She never stopped thinking of you, even at the very end. And every time she saw Golry, your grandson, she'd note how much he looked like you. Gol was more like you than he knows. You've been away so long, almost 200 years. You don't know how sorry I am. I wanted to clear our honor, but I missed my whole life. Her the people I cared about and failed to be there for Gina she passed. Golrana, will you ever forgive me? Of course, Dad. Why else do you think I'm here? We all suffered like you did, but we dealt with it and became strong because of it. I wouldn't have traveled the globe and seen the things I'd seen had you become king, but you couldn't forgive yourself. It only took a few years for people to forget about your disgrace. Uncle Boren supported us from the start, soon let us live above ground. He's the king, you know. As soon as I was old enough, I left the Tree Gnome village, and at first I told myself I was looking for you, but I soon grew to love traveling and exploring for its own sake. Found a kindred spirit, Lomondo, a charming gnome pilot. We married and had a son. We called him Golry in your honor. We stayed at the Tree Gnome village until Gogo was old enough to cope on his own. Gogo's not an adventurer. He loves living in his cave, reading books and studying. He's like you in that sense. He's so very eccentric and quick-witted. He's been keeping an eye on those parcels you sent, but he soon became overwhelmed with them. I'm sure you'll both get on like a tree on fire. We can't just stay here. Oh. Let's go back to the Tree Gnome village. Can't face losing you again in the mountains. Use a few Grand Tree seed pods. Hopefully there's enough spare for a few gliders to land here. Gliders. Oh. Seed pod. Gnome glider for a very special lady. Captain Belmondo. Belmondo, didn't know you were on duty. I'm always on duty for a beautiful lady like yourself. You charmer, let me introduce you. Belmondo, this is my dad, Bollery. Dad, this is my husband, Belmondo. Most delighted to make your acquaintance, sir. You'll have to excuse me for not asking your permission before taking Goldora's hand. Rest assured, had anyone known your whereabouts, I would not have made such a presumption. In fairness, Belmondo asked my mum for my hand. She told me that much. Belmondo, you seem like a fine, well-mannered gnome. Should thank you for looking after my Goldana. She's the one looking after us all, sir. Now, we normally take people back to the Grand Tree, but in this case, I presume we would rather go to the Tree Gnome Village. There's nowhere to land at the Tree Gnome Village. Besides, didn't Uncle Boren disapprove gliders near the village? Don't think I can land anywhere. Besides, you need to make a big entrance when you have the king's long-lost brother in tow. Sir, may I have the honor of flying you back to the Tree Gnome Village? The honor would be mine. Yeah. Uncle Boren. Morvana, stop calling me Uncle. It makes me feel anxious, and I'm barely older than you are. Can't help it. I'm in too good a mood, Uncle. Bollery, is that you? Morvana, why have you brought me this cruel, gluffery trick? Oh no, not again. I promise you it isn't. If it was a trick, we'd know because Golrana is wearing a portable anti-illusion device. Dearest brother, it's been too long. You're looking so well, brother. Interesting hedge mages you built around the village. You like it? We're still fighting the Swan Khazard. Hedge mages seem to keep him at bay. It's a copy of one of the puzzles used to draw from you, brother. What's all the noise? Go. Dad, this is Gollery, your grandson, little miscreant. Aha, Gollery. I hate to say it, but you look a lot like me at your age. Whereas, fantastic. He's a fantastic looking gnome. That he is. Please excuse me, Uncle, but there's someone here who deserves our thanks. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic? I was skeptical at first, but we couldn't have done it without you. You couldn't deserve your reward more. I like reward. Quest complete. 1 quest point. 60,000 thieving XP, 60,000 agility XP, 50,000 construction XP, 45,000 runecrafting XP, a new glider at the Tree Gnome Village. Fun. Getting to gliders is a little bit more inconvenient based on where teleports and stuff are at, but it's something. Could even just chain, get into the tree, and then go to the glider here as an option. Free spirit tree seed storage with Golrana, if we had a bunch of extra spirit seeds. If we get more, we could store them though for future use, which would be nice. And the ability to plant up to 2 spirit trees at a time, with 86 farming. I think we can boost that. So realistically, we got like 83 farming. We could very much get 2 spirit trees going. That would be an option later. Also, Ilfine is now in Letya. And they can recharge crystal bows and stuff there. And it might even just be quicker to run through the mountain pass back to Letya instead of going through Port Tyrus or something. Options. And that is level 63 runecrafting. 2 whole runecrafting levels from 1 quest. Been a while since we got a level in that. All works out. In terms of unlocks, we got nothing whatsoever. Alright. That's okay. Still by far our lowest level. That's for sure. Okay. And with that done, our slight forays into Arposandra, cannot wait for the next bit where we actually go explore more of Arposandra and see more things and deal with not even Glofri's plan, but Glock. Except that doesn't exist. Will it ever exist? Who knows? We're not going to find out. Next time. Goodbye.